Hi, everybody. It's Dee from Chicago with another installation of ideology. I've been on break for a little bit. I know y'all haven't seen me for a minute. My best friend from North Dakota came down to visit me and spent a week having a lot of fun together. Spent some time at the beach, which is my happy place, or I should say, our happy place. Had a blast. Spent some time with both of my daughters, my grandson. It was a lot of fun, and went back to work finally after being laid off since March 16th. So been a little bit busy and been out of the circle for a minute. But anyways, I feel compelled that I had to speak out about something. Obviously, every day in today's society is a complete and utter shit show. I'm from Chicago, obviously, D from Chicago, despite living in Florida. And all hell broke loose on Monday. From what I am starting to gather, some detailed information, it was actually like a planned attack of um, all these stores for looting and rioting, for a better word. And I just wanted to go over some things that I saw that really disturbed me regarding one of the people that was caught looting. And sorry, glasses time. Apparently, this 25-year-old fine gentleman was arrested, and he was charged with felony aggravated battery of police officer, criminal damage to property, resisting arrest, with possibilities of charges for looting to come at a later date. Now, the defendant in this case is a 25-year-old who had three prior felony convictions that were all completed unsatisfactorily, meaning that his sentences for prison or parole, probation, whatever it be, house arrest, he didn't meet all the criteria to be released in a satisfactory manner. Meaning, somewhere along the lines, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. That being said, so all of these things that he was charged with, and he denied throwing a brick. The felony aggravated battery of a police officer charge came from him throwing a brick at a police officer, which of course the suspect defendant denied doing, even though the police officers had body cam film of him actually wailing the brick at the police officer. All of this being said, this guy was not an upstanding citizen in his community, which is a shame. 25 years old in Chicago. I'm not sure where he lived. I didn't search that far into it as to what neighborhood he lived in and grew up in. But anyways, he's already had prison sentences or some sort of uh, justice punishment handed down to him for three different felonies that he did not complete in a satisfactory manner, according to court documents. 25 years old, three prior convictions for felony charges, and now he has a bunch of other charges, including a felony for assaulting a police officer. And all that into consideration, and the judge thought it would be okay to just release him on $500 bond. $500 bond. That's kind of like pocket change for most people. You can get a couple people to get 10 people together, give you $50, you get your bond met. And that's just crazy. So basically, you can whale a brick at a police officer who catches you in the middle of breaking into a store on Michigan Avenue and looting, and you just get basically a slap on the wrist. Even though they know that you're not going to comply and abide by any punishment, because he's already proven in the past that he didn't do that, or that he's not able to do that satisfactorily. I guess, I mean, I don't even know where to start with this, but there's not enough time in the day to even talk about it. But there's something I wanted to point out about this looting and rioting that went on in Chicago that is appalling to me, and if it's not appalling to you, it should be. And that is, while all this looting and rioting and crap has been going on, there's a place called Ronald McDonald House. If you don't know what that is, shame on you, first off, but research it. It is a place where families stay while their children, while a child, from a baby to an infant to a toddler to a 7-year-old, whatever, 8-year-old, 10-year-old, is being treated for horrendous illnesses such as cancer, usually cancer, leukemia, lymphoma, things like that, at Lurie's Children's Hospital. So Ronald McDonald House is a charity that people like I donate to. Probably many of you donate to as well. So families can stay for free while their children are undergoing life-saving medical surgeries and treatments for aggressive forms of cancer, pretty much. And anyways, Ronald McDonald House was targeted by looters and rioters and vandalized and destroyed in such a manner that they stopped and ceased and put on hold all surgical procedures and treatments for all those children that were staying there. Things that could save their lives were put on hold indefinitely until they figured out if it was safe enough for these children to receive these treatments, because they were afraid of what was going on out on the sidewalks in front of their place and in their lobby and whatnot, because apparently looting and stealing, vandalizing all of the high-end stores on Michigan Avenue and the Magnificent Mile downtown just wasn't good enough. These scumbags had to go to a place like Ronald McDonald House, which is a charity organization that just provides relief for families undergoing the worst possible tragedy that they could ever be going through with battling cancer in a child, or going through an organ transplant for their child. And I just, how dare they? I mean, I don't give a crap if you want to go and loot Coach and Gucci, and I don't give a crap. That's what insurance is for. I mean, it's shitty. Don't get me wrong. These people just stop at nothing. Nothing screams justice like a new freaking Coach purse. But whatever. That just, these are things that should bother you. And if they don't, you're part of the problem. Okay, people are taking concealed carry classes, ridiculous amounts of people taking concealed carry classes. People are lining up and for hours to get into gun shops, to buy firearms, to buy ammunition, because they're afraid of running into criminal thugs like this. Okay, I don't know, what anybody wants to say about things. I'm a firearm instructor, so I know a lot about firearms. I do conceal carry. I do own firearms. I do it to protect myself and my family, and that's fine. Do I ever want to even think about having to pull a trigger on somebody? No, I don't. Would I, if I had to protect my own life or the life of my family? I probably, I guess. I don't ever want to be in that position. And I guess that's another thing that we need to talk about at a later date is all these horrible things going on in the world. Has somebody, I'm really kind of anti-violent and anti-murder, thou shalt not kill kind of always stays in my mind. And to get somebody like me who's really doesn't believe or support murder or killing somebody to think, would I if I had to? I mean, it's just awful. It's just awful that I should feel that I can't leave my house and go shopping or drive through a certain town at night on my travels to somewhere that I need to be. And then I might have to do something to protect myself because it's not safe. I just got back from Chicago. Like I said, I had to drive. I drove through Atlanta. I actually called the state police, Georgia State Police in Atlanta, and asked the police officer, since I am a single female driving through Atlanta, that what is the best time to come? And he said, well, what time do you plan on coming? And I said, officer, I'm gonna come when you tell me to come. And that's a shame that phone call had to be made just to ensure my own safety, or at least make me feel a little bit safer, have better chances to pass through Atlanta. because it's a hot spot for, again, rioters and looters. And this is a shame that comes down to it. I'm just not understanding why this continues to, go on. Why places like Ronald McDonald House are being vandalized. It's all of this is so unnecessary. They keep saying still it's George Floyd and Black Lives Matter, and when is justice for George Floyd was already served. That already happened months ago. So when is this going to end? Is this just forever and ever and ever? I mean, I support Black Lives Matter. At least I did. I did until they turned into a bunch of gangster criminal thugs just out to destroy everything in their path and just steal and thieve and just do horrible things against, their local neighborhood businesses. And it's just all a tragedy. And I don't know when it's going to stop. I want it to stop. I'm done. Every day I pray for peace in our world and for some soothing of the civil unrest that is happening. And I don't have answers to any of this, but I want answers because it's ridiculous. We cannot continue to let these thugs get away with all this bullshit that is hurting so many people in their own neighborhoods typically. And it's a shame. And I just want to know, when is enough? And when are you going to put your foot down? When are you going to do something to stop this? Because and I don't mean by fighting back in a physical, violent manner. I mean writing, talking to politicians, supporting people who are willing to send in, like the White House was saying, they're more than happy to send in a National Guard. National Guard is ready to go. All they need is a phone call. But the people don't want that. Well, what do you want? Do you want your stores to continue to get destroyed? Do you want places like Ronald McDonald House to keep getting destroyed? Because it's never ending. There is no more crying for justice, and it's over. That ship has sailed already. We need to be better. I keep saying that, but we need to be better. These criminals, they need to be better. The police need to stop having their hands tied by the mayor of Chicago and be allowed to do their jobs and arrest these thugs. Give an example, teach an example, so maybe somebody won't do it. Because I'll tell you what, 3 felonies on this guy being charged with, on top of 3 other felonies that he didn't do satisfactory whatever sentence of, in a $500 bond. That's really not setting an example. I mean, why the hell not do what you want if it's only going to cost you $500? I mean, you might make off with $5,000 worth of Gucci and Fendi and Coach and whatever the hell else is popular in fashion world. But, and be bonded out on $500. It's fantastic. But anyways, so you guys need to start thinking about this. You need to start thinking about, when is this going to end? What you can do to anything to help besides pray for peace. Because right now, the prayers aren't working. Somebody needs to take action. And it needs to start at the mayor's office. And if you live there or you live near there and it affects you, you work there, you have a say so. So reach out and say this is not acceptable. Something needs to be done because it's going to protect your life, your livelihood, or your best friend or your neighbor, anyone that you love. Nobody is going to benefit from the way things are going, and it needs to stop. So let's please get together, figure out a way to make this shit stop, because it needs to stop soon. Because we're running out of prayers and we're running out of chances. And the longer you continue to let this stuff go, the longer it's just going to continue to go on and on and on. And nobody wants that. So anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. And thanks for listening. And please be well and love each other.